Hey guys, I apologize about class earlier today about the technical difficulties. Um, it turns out that the computer we were using is was too getting a little too warm for being used outside, so I do apologize for that. Um, we'll make sure to take care of that for future classes that we do in our out in the sun. Um, if you have any questions, ask. I just want to make sure that we go over the some of the announcements that I gave earlier today before I forget. First, uh, we are uh, going to be doing a meeting on Monday. Dr. Kramer, myself, Mrs. Hanson, Mr. John, Mr. Patterson. We're going to get together and talking about how we're going to move ahead doing classes and stuff. Uh, First, we are going to be talking about doing classes over here at Side Creek Park for different rank groups.
In person.
And those will be live classes, like in-person classes. Um, and so it'll be, white belts and gold belts, or green belts and blue belts, or, whatever, in small numbers, okay? The whole social distancing and all that stuff. Um, and we are also going to be talking about how we can best teach you guys with limited contact uh, using a combination of what we've been doing, the videos, as well as live classes and everything else. We do not, as of yet, have any specific starting dates as to when recreation centers are going to open, if they're going to open, how they're going to open, or we have no information like that at the moment. So, all that aside, as you can see, we switched venues to doing it in the living room today. Um, so, get on chat, let me know who all's here. Um, I'll give about 2 or 3 minutes for you guys to just get on there and let me know uh, who's here and everything. I do plan on, even though we have this limited space, doing the same stuff that we were going to do earlier, doing a little bit of forms execution type stuff, as well as a little bit of sparring stuff. I do plan on going all the way up until 6, so just as an FYI to you, again, let me know who's here, and we will get started in about, like I said, about 2 or 3 minutes. Um, get on there. Tell me you're here. I need to get some a little bit of fluids for myself here. Okay, so anything?
I mean, if you but I would keep going because people like Soriano.
All right. So I am not even going to bother with warm ups at this exact moment. I assume you guys are either a warmed up or well warm up while you're moving. So I'm going to start with some forms execution stuff.
Mm-hmm. I good here for now.
Mrs. Hanson will be in and out right now. She's manning my keyboard. Um, so if you guys have questions, please ask. She's going to let me know. I don't know. Well, you guys should be able to see it. I got my tablet set up here so that I can see messages as well. Although for some reason they don't like to come up here. They like to come up only in the whatever computer you're using for YouTube Live. So go figure. Technology not that great just yet. So forms execution. Earlier, if you guys caught that part, I had Mr. Hanson showing you a little bit about Chongji. As you can see, I've got limited space, so keep that in mind. But with Chunji, with any pattern, one of the first things that you need to remember are what are the ideas about patterns. One of the first ones is power. You need to do your techniques like they are really hitting something. Okay, if you're not going to do your patterns with power, patterns just don't matter then. Okay, but they do matter. So, power. First things first, Chunji. 2 times, 3 times, 5 times, 1,000 times. Okay, power. I need your movements to be as robotic as possible, almost like gears. Okay, I said that earlier today too. Gears. They lock in, they move, and they stop. They move and they stop. They're not gonna. It's gonna be closer to a clock than it is a car, where the gears just keep going and going. I don't want that. I need them to go walk, walk, walk. Okay. So starting with Chunji, your first move up, hard, fast, freeze. Okay. Um, Again, limited space, so I can only show you a couple of techniques at a time, guys. I apologize. Okay. Second move, hard, fast, and lock in place. You're going into another one. Okay. From here, hard. Okay. Everything should be robotic. Okay. You're going to do Chunji twice like that. Okay. Locking everything into place. Hope you look like you had something.
Mm-hmm.
Every now and then you're going to see me pointing off screen this way. That's where Mrs. Hanson is. She gets looks on her face when she's watching me, and I have to decipher them. So I'm going to do this as best as I can here. Okay, standing at an angle because I've got space here. I have this space here. I have no space this way. So Chunji as mechanically as you can. If you guys can't tell, yes, the space is throwing me off just a little bit. Yes, I made a mistake. Chunji. Okay. Everything, walking it out, extending your technique, exaggerating stances, everything. Okay. That sorry guys, I kind of jumped into this at this time. So you need to worry about the power of each of your techniques more than more than the fluidity when you're doing your patterns like this. And the point is to pull the power out of your patterns, nothing else. Okay? That's to practice your patterns this way. That whole mechanical, robotic, stopping and locking every technique. And Mr. Hanson just came back in. Perfect timing. Mr. Hanson, come here for a second. Yes, sir. Go ahead and take your socks off for a minute, or 30. And believe it or not, this is something Mr. Hanson can show a little bit better than I can, I think. Okay, I'm standing right about here, facing me. Okay, you do Chunji 2 or 3 times mechanically, just to get yourself into the habit of hit hard, lock in place, freeze, hit hard, lock in place, freeze. That's not what this Mr. Hanson can show. Mr. Hanson, sir, I need you to do your pattern as fluid as you can. This time you're not worrying about power. You're worried about the way techniques move from one to the other. Okay? So, let me give him a little bit of space, guys. Step out of the view here. Right? just do Chunji smooth. Okay. Doing patterns this way, again, not about power. Moving from technique to technique. Okay, if you notice, he's not ever really coming to a complete stop. Okay. One of those things that do drive me crazy is you guys can see the bouncing. Okay. Chunji, for this type of exercise, bouncing is okay. All right, Ladies Jansen. Okay. Now, when you're showing the fluidity of your techniques, okay, your hands have to move. Your hips, your shoulders, your knees. Should sound very familiar, a lot like having power, but it's about staying in constant motion, is what fluidity is about. Okay? Now, one of the hardest things to do is take those two concepts, fluidity and power, and put them together. Okay? How do you do that? Well, executing each technique is where it starts. Okay? So, this is going to be a lot about repetition, this particular one. Okay? So, you're doing Chunji. You're doing your first move, which is a walking stance low block towards that direction. Okay? And as soon as you move, you have to keep your arms, your legs, your body in motion all the way until the end, and they have to constantly go faster towards the end. Okay? So you're going to start off kind of slow and then accelerate into that first move, freeze, and then back to the beginning. Okay? Each technique you're going to do 3 times like this. Okay? And you're going to do it from one technique to the next technique, go back to the original technique, and then do it again, and then go back, and do it again, and go back. And then you're going to do it again, and then you're going to go from that technique to the next one, come back. Okay? So it should look something similar to this. Okay? Once, and back. Twice, and back. 3 times, and back. This time, I'm going to go from this point to the next move. Again, as soon as I move, I'm worrying about keeping everything in motion. So from my low block to the punch, and back. Okay? Again, limited space here, guys. And back. And then the third one, I'm going to freeze. Now from here, I'm going to go to the next technique 3 times. And go back to that punch, right? What do you think? Okay, so each one, you're concentrating on just putting the 2 together. Okay? Fluidity is about constant motion. Power is about that mechanical movement and the acceleration from one technique to the next. Okay? So, the transition between the 2. Okay? What you need is a little bit of balance, a lot of body control. Okay? If you watch videos of grand champions, people who have gotten gold medals like crazy in patterns.
Just making sure we can hear you. It's not registering on this sound.
If you watch people who are gold medalists, they get them constantly. Okay, one of the things that they are getting those medals for is that it's not just about performing the technique; it's about how you move between techniques. Okay, so the movement from one technique to the next, okay, should happen immediately as you start moving. The first thing you do, bend your knees and relax your arms. Okay, so if you notice, Goombi is here. Okay, my relaxation is here. If you notice, I've got this foot up off the ground, well, my heel up off the ground, okay, and my body weight has shifted to the other leg. I'm about to step with this one, okay. My body weight's going to stay here as my leg goes out, and then my leg pushes me, the the second leg, the one that I was leaning on at the beginning, pushes me in there, and everything comes out. Okay, so why worry only about Chun-Ji? Well, we're not. You have to take what you do in Chun-Ji and keep going with it. Okay, you have to put it into Dangan, Dosan, so on and so forth. Okay, so move on just a little bit. Okay, um, even though your patterns are different, they have different techniques. Okay, the way you have to do them is exactly the same. Okay, when you get into patterns like uh, Dangan and Dosan, Yoguk, where you start having techniques that are fast motion techniques, you get into uh, the techniques that are continuous motion or connected motion. They are a little bit different because you have to still transition from one technique to the other without moving forward, backwards, turning around, whatever. Okay, but the transitions are the same. So um, the done done, or the stances just a little bit. I'm gonna have to shorten them up again. Okay, so done done. All right, relax, shift your weight, move. Relax, shift your weight, move. Relax, shift, and move. Okay, everything happens exactly the same. Okay, all you're doing to relax your arms, now that I'm a little closer to the camera, is your body does this. That's it. And then as you move, they expand out to their reach and fire. Okay? Now, I'm going to face you to do the upper portion where I do the twin forearm block and the high punch. Okay? So, I'm all the way at the top, right hand high punch, back foot comes around, twin forearm block, high punch. Forearm block, high punch. The next move, the low block rising block. 1 and 2. Notice that there's a slowdown between. And then an acceleration. Okay? You have to have the entire transition of speed, relaxation, from one technique to the other, all the time. Okay? It's not 1, 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2. Okay? Then, after that, everything happens like normal. Step forward punch, step forward rising block, rising block, rising block, knife hand punch, knife hand punch. Okay? So, nothing there changes. Okay? Execution is all about the way you're moving from one technique to the other. Okay? So, each pattern you're going to do like 6 different times. Okay? You're going to do it 2 or 3 times mechanically. You're going to do it 2 or 3 times just fluid, moving from one technique to the other. Okay? Concentrating on staying in motion. Okay? Teaching yourself that once you start moving, you have to keep moving. Okay? Okay? It's going to be a relatively quick pace because you're not locking out your technique. You're trying to go from one technique to the other in constant motion. And it's not as fast as you can either. That complete. Okay? So, you're going to do it a couple of times that way. Then you're going to do it a couple of times, putting everything together. Okay? Walking it out, breaking apart the techniques into a fluent motion and a lock with acceleration. And then doing it again and again. Okay? Unlike the first pattern I showed you, don't forget to breathe. Okay? As you're moving, you inhale. Right as you extend your technique, your punch, your block, kick, whatever, you exhale. It's not a hiss. It's not a drink either. Tea. No. Okay. In through the nose, out through the mouth, nice and sharp. The inhale should take longer than the exhale if you're doing it properly. Okay. So, as far as your patterns go, I hope that helps. Okay. Take your time. The regular pace of Taekwondo patterns is roughly 40 beats per minute. Okay, roughly. You could do 45. You could do 38. But 40 is kind of that nice even number there. Okay, so 40 beats a minute is normal. Okay, and at the beginning you want to slow it down. Okay, you can take a longer time, 1 second between each technique as you're doing the mechanical version. As you're, so we'll look a little closer to here. Okay, so I'm cheating a little bit. I'm using my clock over here. Okay, so 1 second, 1 second, 1 second, 1 second, and so on and so forth. Okay, that's okay to take a little longer. When you're trying to do fluid, you want to make the pace go a little faster. Okay, so probably 50 beats, 60 beats per minute. Okay, that way you give yourself very little time to stop. Teach yourself to be in constant motion. Okay, so for patterns, I hope that helps a little bit. Start off with Chun-Ji, right and left direction punch. Okay, start off there. 3 different ways, 2 times each, and then build your way up until you get to that point where your pattern, your testing pattern, or patterns if you're high red belt and above, okay, are normal to practice with full power, full speed, execution, everything. Okay. If you notice, I didn't say anything about key-ups.
Quadrus has just joined us.
Awesome. How's it going, guys? Hopefully this time it's not going to sit there and just buffer and buffer and buffer like it did this morning. I apologize. Okay. So forms execution, that's how you're going to get that part done. Okay. Now, this is where I am actually going to have Mrs. Hanson help out for a little bit. Okay. She can't move completely fast just yet, and she can't do some of the turns and twists and kicks and stuff. But I like the way Mrs. Hanson has a tendency to be able to show stuff as far as sparring goes. So, I probably sound like a broken record with some of the stuff that I say, but it beats it into your head. We're lucky. We've been doing this for a long time, and we have pads galore. We have access to pads galore. Focus pads, force shields, mats. Don't need them. Okay.
Hello.
Work fantastic. Okay, because you can have somebody just do this, and guess what? Now you've got your target. You don't need to hit hard to practice this stuff. You just need to do it. Okay, it's about the constant repetition and teaching your body how to move and pull this stuff off fluidly, which means you got to do it about a billion times, right? Okay, if you guys are like me, okay, you've got stuff like this hanging around, okay? This is one of the shells from a video game. Okay, I don't want to say it because I don't want to get in trouble for something. Okay, spikes. Guess what? She's not gonna hit the yellow spot. I'm gonna stick a spike out at her. That spike, that's her target. Not the big purple part, the spike. Okay, so it's all right, guys. I didn't quite start on time because I had to change USB ports for the camera. So, and then I had to like go from Microsoft Edge to Google Chrome. So don't even worry about it. Okay. So, the spike. This is pinpoint accuracy here, guys. Okay, that's part of what you're looking for. If you're not ready for this, use a larger target, a piece of paper with a big dot drawn in the middle here. Okay, so I hold it out. She's going to start off really easy. Just from a fighting stance, I want you to move. Okay, I want your legs to be constantly moving you around. Okay, because Stanton, like I said, she can't be doing the bouncing and stuff. But what she can do is keep her heels up a little bit. Okay, keep her knees bent. I know you guys have never heard me say that. Bend your knees. Okay, and she's going to move 1, 2, and then I'm going to move. Okay, and then I'm going to move. Okay, and all I'm looking for is just to get her to move target and bigger, smaller we're looking at, okay, here, and then here, okay. She's really enjoying this, by the way. So, okay, and I want you to switch stance, okay, randomly, okay, every 2 or 3 techniques, okay. Once you feel you've got this side moving around and changing targets, okay, and even having to, turn around and change here to here. She's bad. She changed stance. She shouldn't change stance. Go from side to side. Okay.
Something I do want to point out, as I'm punching, you'll notice I'm not, and this is just an aside, something we want to see from you guys that I'm not doing, is that rotation on your punch.
Yes.
I'm not doing that because I'm not allowed to yet, but so I'll demonstrate it on this side. One, if you look at that back foot, the back foot's actually going to be rotating. Make sure you're rotating, especially as you're moving. 1, 2. Okay.
Then over here, 1, 2, and then if I change over here, 1, 2. Okay. So your most basic 1-2 punch from a fighting stance just got more complicated, right? I'll Google for a minute. Okay. If you've got somebody in your house who's willing to hold something for you, or even if you're doing it on a wall, okay, stand in the middle of the room. Your target's on 2 different walls. Okay, I want you to go from one side, 1, 2. Okay, and then I want the target to move to the other side. Just come right up here for a moment. Okay, and I don't want you to turn and change stance and go 1, 2 again. I want you to go from 1, 2 here to stepping 1, 2, and then she changes. Okay, 1, 2 over here. Okay, she comes behind me. Well, should I ever show my back to an opponent? No. So as I look, whichever direction I'm looking is the direction I'm stepping. So if she comes back over here behind me on this side, I'm going to look, step with a punch. Make sense? Okay? So if, now comes some of the fun ones, okay? From here, a 1, 2 hook punch, right? Okay, so she does 1, 2, 3. Okay, she's turning her body. Okay, she's not reaching behind her to throw that hook punch. It's not a haymaker. Okay, it does not add power no matter what anybody said. It is so much weaker. Okay, 1, 2. She lifts her elbow, and there's that punch. Okay, that's the hook punch. Okay, and you're going to do the same. You go over again. Okay, 1, 2, 3. So I move over here now. And she steps, just leads in with the other side. 1, 2, 3. And then I come over here. Okay? You can tell Mrs. Hanson, she's not quite used to doing this anymore at the moment, but 1, 2, 3. Now what happens if I pass behind her? She can step away with that punch, but not change stance. Just step back. Okay, so here, don't move, don't move, don't move. Okay, from here, she punches, and all we're talking about is actual application of this stuff here. If I move this way, she's going to step this way with her front foot, nope, her front foot, and she's going to turn the simple direction to lead with that punch. Okay, so all she's doing is giving her just enough space that she notices something behind her. Okay, to step away. So Mrs. Hanson is here, so you're just going to stay there for a minute. Okay, so I do 1, 2, 3, and I look over my shoulder and I step this way to do the punch. Okay, so that I'm not having to 1, 2, 3 look this way and then step over here to come in. Okay, 1, 2, 3 to 1, 2, 3. See, it works. I promise. I just knocked out my opponent. So, okay, there's your 1, 2 punch and your 1, 2 hook punch. Okay, now. She got bored with my turtle shell, guys. She could have at least put it away. All right. So, now, to throw something out at you, I don't want you stopping to look and listen at what I say, okay? I want you guys moving right now, okay? I want you still doing 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Change directions, 1, 2, 3. Step away and turn, 1, 2, 3, okay? I want you turning, I want you moving in constant motion at the moment, okay? Even when I change it up on you, take a quick glance. Oh, now he wants to be throwing the front kick in the middle of all this. Then you start throwing the front kick in the middle of all this, because guess what? You're going to throw a front kick in the middle of all this. So, Miss Hanson likes pads better than the turtle shell, I guess. Just picky. All right, so.
And again, only front kicking with the right leg.
Yes, she cannot do front type kicks with her left leg just yet. She hasn't been cleared for that. So you are going to see this one-sided. You should be doing both sides. Don't question me, do both sides. So, it's pretty simple. She's going to do a switch. A lead hand punch, a reverse punch, a front lead leg front kick. Okay, just to clear some distance. And then I want you to step in after that front kick with the punch. Okay, so 1, 2, lead leg front, step in, hook punch. Hook punch. Okay,
All right.
so.
Still on the update. Do it again.
Okay, so we have 1, 2, push them back and step in with that hook punch up and over the top. Okay?
And I would tell you, I'm even telegraphing that hook punch a little bit more than they should. It really, when you are doing this in a sparring format, it's got to be short. The way we were training for Worlds was almost like a batting motion, like a cat batting at a ball.
We call this the under fist. These knuckles here, almost like you're coming across with that under fist.
So again, it's if I'm doing it right,
Cool.
it's coming in short.
Yep. You drive
So
with your
1,
body. You don't drive with your
2,
arms.
3. Coming in short.
Okay. So now, the fun part. So 1, 2 punch, lead leg front, step in with a hook punch. Okay. So that front kick, step in with the hook. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you're pushing off that back leg right as your front kick comes in to throw that hook. Okay. Hop, hop, hop. Oh, see.
Sam at the front.
Now I will tell you guys this. I really am not picky, all that picky on this. Okay. Her tendency is to throw 3 punches, a front kick, and a hook punch. I'm pretty happy. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. That's fine. Okay. The front kick is just there to teach you that once you hit somebody, you're pushing them away. Okay. That brings their head down. There's that hook punch. Okay. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. She's enjoying kicking me. She's not even going for the target. So, all right, now, okay, keep going with that. All right, I'm going to give you a minute. I want to see you going from one side to the other side, changing direction. Okay, so if you've got 2 pad holders, I want you doing something like this. So you got a pad here and a pad here. So she does her 1, 2 punch, front kick, hook punch, okay? And then she does it on this side with an immediate turn. Okay, she can't kick with that leg, but you guys get the idea, okay? So going and changing direction. So it can even be, she does it here, and then she does it here. Ha, 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 ha. Make sense? Okay? The constant change in direction. Keep yourself moving. Don't take a break right now. Okay? So, I'm going to add to this now. Keep practicing. Keep yourself moving. Do not take any breaks. Okay? Because now, do you think you can spin backwards into it? Okay?
As long as I'm spinning on the right.
Ish. So, check this out. She does 1-2 punch. Her front kick. Her hook punch. Then I want you guys to take that foot, step away into a spinning back fist. Okay? Again, we got that limited space thing going on here, so I'm going to change angles a little bit. Okay? So, 1, 2, front, hook, spinning back fist, stepping away. Okay? So you're actually gaining a little bit of distance here. Okay? That hook punch drives you really close. Step back into a spinning back fist in the same spot as the hook punch. 1, 2, 3, 4, spin. Boom. There it is. Okay? So, all you're doing from that hook punch is following it with a step and a back fist on the other side. Okay? Like I said, ish.
It's fine.
All right. Now,
I'm not rotating on that.
right. Well, that's why I said ish. So, okay. So, I'm going to give you guys 3 minutes. Okay? I want you doing these drills that I just showed you. Okay? Yes, they're really simple. Okay? Now we get into something just a little bit harder. Okay? So, take your 2 minutes and practice. We're going to get it right here. Heavy bags are great. Pads are great.
We're really jealous if you have a heavy bag.
Extremely jealous. So jealous that I'm making up something in the backyard to make up for it. Okay? For those of you guys who have read the book, it's called The Forging Post. For the guys who haven't read the book, too bad, read the book. So, oh no. Keep going, guys. I really do mean that 2 minutes. Okay? So you've got your 1-2 punch. 1-2 here. 1-2 here. Turning. 1-2 here. Coming this way. 1-2. 1-2. Okay? Whatever it is that, whatever direction you're facing, change angles. It doesn't just have to be forwards, backwards, left, and right. It can be the 45-degree angles, the 10-degree angles, whatever. Okay? Keep moving. You've got another minute. Okay? Throwing in that hook punch. 1-2 3. 1-2 3. Stepping back, stepping forward. Okay? Stepping back as you switch stance. Again, changing your angles here. Okay? Whatever it takes to get yourself moving and keep moving for the moment. Okay? Then adding that front kick into it. So you've got 1-2, front kick, hook punch as you step in. Okay? Changing your angles, whatever it is. 1-2, front kick, hook punch. Okay? Learning how to shoot off that leg, push in with a twist to throw that hook punch. Okay? Now, you got about a minute left. Keep moving. Don't stop. Okay? I'm going to give you a break as soon as this is over. Time. Okay. Take a minute. Get a drink. Okay? And we're going to change this up. And we're having a hard time checking our comments. So over here on the side, on your chat, comment. How's it going? Tell me the problems you're having. Ask questions. Okay? If you're not asking questions, you're doing something wrong. Okay? Let me know how, if I need to explain something different, whatever. Okay? And drink, don't sit down and go, oh, I'm exhausted. Okay, trust me, I understand, but you want to be up and you want to keep moving. Okay, bounce a little, bend your knees. You guys still don't ever hear that enough. Okay, bend your knees, keep yourself moving. Okay, if you notice, I haven't really like sat down or done any of that stuff for a reason here. Okay, questions or anything? Gonna have to find a better way to set this system up. Just a little bit better.
When we have Mr. Hanson.
Yeah. So, all right, guys, close enough to a break. Let's get back to it. So,
You still need me?
only if you want to. Having fun but sore. That's Mrs. Hanson's life right now with Taekwondo. She's having fun, but it hurts. So, I'm not wrong.
Mr. Swearingen made it.
So, believe it or not, some of my favorite combinations came from when I was like a gold belt to green belt forever ago. Okay? They're pretty simple. Now Mrs. Hanson is making fun of me because of how long I've been doing this. Okay? That's all right. So, how do you use a sidekick in a combination? And I know all of you guys are thinking, Mr. Hanson does sidekicks? I know you're shocked. Not really. It's okay. So, sidekicks. Well, a sidekick is this really awesome technique to me because it can be used so easily in everything. Okay, we're going to go back to that 1-2 punch for a second. What's up?
Aaron Saab. I don't recognize the name. Ooh, sorry. Keep going, Mr. Hanson.
I think that they're in the wrong place. All right. So, sidekick. You have your 1-2 punch, okay? And all you're going to do is after that 1-2 punch, okay, you're going to step off to the angle, okay? Back foot steps, front leg is going to kick. So you have lead hand stepping in, reverse punch, stepping off to the side, side kick, okay? You notice that I'm going off where I'm punching at you, but my kick is coming off the angle. I'm still kicking at you, okay? So, we're here. 1-2, step, kick. Okay? Sorry guys, that whole limited space thing. You're not allowed to laugh if my head hits a wall, by the way. So, 1-2, step, kick. Okay? Stay in motion, stay moving. Okay? Keep your heels off the ground. 1-2, 3. Okay? Again, just teaching yourself, how do I move with this? Okay? Everything okay?
Mm-hmm. Keep going.
All right. So now on the other side, again, it's a step in with the lead hand, step in with the reverse punch, step off to the side, kick at the angle. Okay. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. You want to slowly pick up your pace. Okay. Eventually, what you're going to find is that you're almost squatting because you're keeping your knees bent to keep moving. Okay. So you're here, 1-2, step, kick. Okay, 1-2 3. 1-2 3.
Mr. Swearingen asked, when do we do the kick? We skip or jump to the side. Or when we do the kick, we skip or we jump to the side.
Neither. Okay, you're not skipping or jumping, although it looks like it. Okay, so I'm going to take my hands out of this. Okay, can they see my feet?
No, they can. I wouldn't move too much further
Okay,
forward.
so there's your step for the lead hand punch. Okay, so it should look like this. 1, 2. There's your punches. Step. Okay, putting them together with the kick. 1, 2, step, kick. So if you notice, it looks like a skip or a jump. It's not. Okay, It's just a step, but it's done very quickly. And it's almost like you're standing here and doing this, okay? Or you're just switching your feet. It looks kind of goofy like this, but okay. 1, 2, up and kick. Okay, so I'm just switching my feet while I'm moving out to the side. Okay, now
So like high knees
yes, like doing high knees as you're running. Exactly.
from Mr. Swearingen again.
Yes. Okay, so you've got that 1-2 punch. Step in with the punch. Twist as your foot moves forwards, and as your foot moves forwards with that reverse punch, it comes off to the side and you switch your legs. Okay? If you notice, I'm really not moving far, just far enough to kick. Okay? Now, work with that. Keep going, even while I'm adding on. Okay? Can you do this while you're turning? Yes. Okay? So, you're in your fighting stance, all right? My opponent starts coming around to the front of me, not behind me, but from where I'm looking, he comes towards where my chest is in. I can step in with a punch there, reverse punch as I step out where he was, and then throw the kick again. Okay? You're moving so that you actually have the potential of kicking him here in the kidney or in the middle of the body, the front of the body. Okay? It's okay. Right? Part of this is learning how to kick and learning how to choose your targets. Can you kick high enough to kick him in the back of the head? Great, do it. If you're out on the street doing this and kicking towards the back of the knee, because that's easier than even kicking the body at that moment, great, do it. Okay? In a sparring ring, front of the body, seam of the shirt, to the middle of the body on both sides. Right here. Okay? That's the only place you're allowed. So you've got to plan it, and you got to know what you're capable of doing. But that's kind of the point. Okay? Keep moving. All right? I know as I'm talking, you guys are going to want to take a break. Don't. Okay? So, now that you guys have had a minute or two working on that, I hope, we're going to change it up just a little bit again. Okay? This time, as you do your punches, you're not going to step with the back leg, you're going to step with the front leg.
Can he do this on his punching bag?
You should be able to, yes.
I get jealous.
Yeah. Me and Mrs. Hanson are jealous of your punching bag, Mr. Swearingen, so I want you to know that. All right, so from here, all right, before there was 1-2 punch, stepping with the back leg to kick with the front leg. We're going to reverse that part of it now, okay? So you have your lead hand punch where you're stepping in. You have your reverse punch where your back foot is coming up, but instead of stepping with it, you're going to step off to the side with your front leg and do the side kick with your back leg. A little confusing, I know. Okay, so make sure for this one, you're watching my feet if you need to. Okay, so I have 1-2. Once I'm here, front foot moves, back leg kicks. Okay.
Can you do it going this way? Because when
Yeah.
you move forward, we can't see.
Okay. So this is the leg that I'm going to step with for the kick. Stepping here, kicking here. Okay, kicking with this leg. Okay. 1-2 step, kick. Okay, so notice I've now changed my stance on it. Okay. Before I was not changing my stance. I was just changing my angle. Okay. So one more time. 1-2 front foot step, back leg kick. Okay, sorry for limited space, guys, but you'll get the idea. So, if I do it on the other leg, okay, 1-2 step kick. Okay, you play with your feet just a little bit, okay, but only enough to move. Okay, again, it's that fast foot change thing that you have to work on for this. Okay, take a minute. I'm going to give you guys 60 seconds. Keep moving with it. Okay? You've got two different side kick combinations now to work with. All right, I want to see it. Okay, what you may find is if you're concentrating on your target properly, you pick your foot up to kick, and you could pull yourself in, sliding your other foot as you kick. What do we call that? A sliding side kick. You should be able to pull it off if you're concentrating on your target. Your distance is going to be just off enough that you need to be able to change it.
Mr. Swearingen again. How can I get used to bringing my knee up because I keep skipping?
Mr. Chair. That's the answer to getting your knees up. Mr. Chair. Okay? The other things. I don't remember what we used to call these, believe it or not. Okay? But learning how to do this. You're here. I'm not jumping to switch my feet. Okay? My knees are bent. And I'm just changing my legs as fast as I can. Okay? Doing this before you fall on your butt. Okay? I'm not kicking through it. I'm lifting my knee high enough that my foot can come down to it. Okay? Here to here. Okay? Doing that a billion times. My chair exercises. Getting your chair, teaching yourself to kick over. So no matter what, your knee is coming up. Okay? When you think of kicking, your knee should be automatically up. When you dream of kicking, your knee should be up. When you imagine somebody else kicking, your knee comes up. You're in the middle of a movie theater watching a movie, seeing them kicking, your knee comes up because I drilled it. Okay, I killed you with it. It should be so instinctual in the next 5 minutes that you never lose it. Okay, so being able to do this stuff without skipping, well, skipping is great. Skipping can add a lot of power, a lot of distance, but it's not fast. Okay? Questions? Okay, so take a break for a minute.
Okay, you've only got like 8 minutes left.
Catch your breath for a second. We're going to do one more drill. One more exercise. Okay? And when you're ready, Ms. Sands, I can use your help with this. Like I said, guys, Mrs. Hanson's manning the keyboard for me, so.
We left the exact same thing.
All right. Mrs. Hanson, if you would, please. So, if you are not familiar with downward kicks, okay, put that on for me and hold it flat, face up. Then I want you doing front kicks. That means that your target's going to be vertical, okay? If okay, this one is purely a foot exercise until the point where I add hands to it, okay? So this is purely about your feet, all right? So if you hold just like that, and then the other one's going to go like this, make sure down, okay? Again, I'm limited on space, guys, here, so I'm really sorry. This isn't going to look as pretty as it normally would, okay? So I'm in my 5-inch stance. Notice that my chest, the MSY patch is aimed at you guys. It's always going to aim at you guys, okay? From here, just like the foot exercise that I just showed you on the couch, you're not jumping. Cross, okay? This we call a shuffle step, okay? Feet cross, front kick, okay? You're going to come back, hands are up, cross kick, okay? I'm not jumping and hopping, okay? Cross kick, okay? that's your front kick. For everybody who's familiar with the downward kick, okay, it's going to look the same, except I'm doing downward kick. Easier to do outward than inward. Okay, here we go. So, cross, downward kick. Okay, knee up, downward kick, outward down, shuffle step, outward downward kick. I know you guys have heard that. Okay, so I'm here. Notice that she's also holding it kind of high. She's not holding down here. Okay, up here. Shuffle step, outward downward kick. Okay, you're going to do 20, 30, 40, 50 of those. Okay, and you're going to do them as quickly as you can. Okay, the faster you teach yourself to do this one, the less of this you get. Okay, we don't want that. It's just shuffle step. Your head will rise just a little bit. From right here, it catches their attention. They see my feet are crossed. Okay, a lot of opponents would come in on that. I kind of want them to. A lot of opponents, notice I'm saying a lot for both of them, will get driven back by it. The smart opponent moves sideways. Not as many of those. People like to go forwards and backwards. They don't like to change angle much. Okay? You're looking to hit the person who comes in or goes out. Okay? So, I'm here. As soon as I shuffle, move the pad towards me on this one so that they can see it. Okay? So I'm here. I do this, and she gets close to me. There's my downward kick. Okay? It's almost like I'm coming up across the side of the face and down the front of the body.
Red belt. This is a good red belt.
This is a red belt technique.
Application for that shuffle step, outward, downward kick, and then you can lead into that sliding side kick
Okay.
on your page.
Which is one of my favorites, by the way. Don't worry. Okay, so now I've got an opponent who's close to me. They're moving forwards on me, and I shuffle, and that makes them stop and step back for a moment. There's my downward kick. Notice that this time I leaned into it. Okay, I want you practicing both of those. Front kicks, downward kicks, outward downward kicks, not inward downward kicks. They don't work from here as well. Okay. You could also, from that shuffle step, pull a side kick out of it. Okay. You're not going to do that here with Mrs. Hanson. Probably kill her. So. All right. Again, guys, I apologize about this morning. He does funny things to electronics. What can I tell you? We are doing our normal 10 o'clock and 10:45 class every Saturday. Make sure you join us. Excuse me, holy cow. We are going to be doing classes in the park here pretty soon, we think. So make sure you're paying attention. I don't know if we are going to announce them via YouTube Live like this. We may announce them across our webpage or Facebook. And it could be all of the above. I agree. Okay. Otherwise, for everybody, I hope this 5 o'clock emergency makeup class didn't interfere with anything you guys were doing. And if you guys had other plans and still joined us, thank you. This will not be a common thing, I promise. If you have questions, you can get a hold of Mrs. Hanson or myself through the webpage, or you can go through Facebook and talk to Mrs. Hanson directly. You could also talk to the younger Mr. Hanson. That is okay. He does actually give all of us that stuff.
Mr. Patterson is also accessible.
Mr. Patterson is also there. Okay, so you can ask as many questions as you want. One of the things that we are going to be talking about again in our Monday meeting is how does class look going forwards. We have not heard when and if the city rec centers are going to be opening up for classes. So, we're kind of stuck. And just on a slightly personal side here, guys, I want to point out everything that you're seeing in the news. Don't let yourselves get caught up in it. Um, remember the student oath. Okay, I will help build a more peaceful world. A lot of what I'm seeing going on right now is personally it's driving me crazy, and I can't believe people are making some of the choices that they are making. Um, keep in mind that as martial artists, as taekwondoists, it is our job to take a step back and look at the entire picture and get all the available information before making our choices, before speaking ourselves. Okay, I'm not going to talk to you guys about my opinion. This is not the place for it. But just keep in mind that our job is to make the world the best place we possibly can. Okay, I apologize for a little bit of a soapbox here, but I think it's very important given the way the news has been seeing things lately. If you can help people out around you, it is absolutely our job to do it. Okay, I know that it's hot out, kids out there, you know, if you guys are mowing your parents' lawn and you see that, you know, one of your neighbors needs their lawn mowed, there's no harm in having your parents' permission to go over there and offer to mow their lawn too. Okay, it's simple stuff like that that makes a difference. All right. So I apologize for the soapbox again, but otherwise, I'm glad you guys were here, and this will not be a normal technical difficulty, I promise. All right. Let's go ahead and end class and well finish off our Saturday evening. Everybody, try it. I unfortunately do not have a flag in here, guys, so I'm jumping. Go count. Right. Student note, please. I shall observe the tenets of Taekwondo. I shall respect my instructors and seniors. I shall never misuse Taekwondo. I will be a champion of freedom and justice. I will help build a more peaceful world. And the tenets: courtesy, integrity, perseverance, self-control, indomitable spirit. Supplement K. Kunye. Taekwondo. And I'll say it. Isa. All right. Good job, guys. I will see you guys next week. Take it easy.